Hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. I know it's been a minute. I've been a little under the weather, but I want to share with you that some of you, especially newer purchases of guns and those that are new to the armed lifestyle, are a bit apprehensive about flying on an aircraft and taking your firearms with you. Well, first of all, I want to say it's easy cheesy to do. You don't need any license, you don't need jack. You just need whatever you need to check a bag. That's all you need, right? So, what is the process? Well, the process is simple. However, the first thing you should do, this is one of the secrets, right? The first thing you should do is before you leave your house, anything that you're going to carry on the plane, including what's in your pockets, what's in your purse, what's in your briefcase or backpack or rollerboard, double check to make sure that there's no firearms in there. Just, and it happens a lot. It happens a lot because people are excited. They've been out, pew-pewing, and they forgot, and then they get popped at TSA, and then it's some drama, right? Because they don't mess around these days. So that's one of the inconvenient things. But if you choose to be a, member of the armed lifestyle, that's part of the price you pay. You're going to lose some degree of convenience. But you go through your stuff and say, no guns here, then you're good to go. And you secure all that stuff. Then the next thing is what kind of container, and I'm talking about a pistol at this point. The pistol has to be in a strong side, lockable case. And you are the only one with a key to that case, or the key in a combination to that case. Not TSA, you. So your rollerboard, because you're going to check it inside a rollerboard, right? And that whole rollerboard is then going to go and be as checked baggage. Okay? The rollerboard luggage can be secured, but it has to have a TSA lock on it. All of them do. So that's not going to be a problem. So what happens is that you park your car, double check spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. Make sure that you don't have any guns on you or in your carry-on stuff. And then you go to where? You go to the baggage check-in, where everybody goes to check a bag or two or three or whatever, right? So you go up to the flight attendant, not the flight attendant. You go up to the counter, smiling, as we all do, right? And you say, "Hi, how you doing?" They say, "Hey, how you doing?" Right? And they say, "Can I have your?" Yeah, I'm. Hear the words. I have a firearm to declare. Those are the words. Not, I have a gun. Don't ever do that. It's, I have a firearm to declare. And the other person will go, "Oh, great. Fill this out." So they give you one of these. This happens to be from Delta, but they all have the same stuff. And it says, basically, I'm not a criminal, and the gun's unloaded. Sign here, date here, and they throw this in your bag. On the back side, it says, There's a firearm in here. It's unloaded. And that's it. And they throw this in the bag, and it goes into the bag, not into the safe, not into the case with the pistol, because they shouldn't have to go into the case with the pistol, right? This goes in there. Then one of two things happens, and we need to explain this. Not all TSA airports are designed. In this case, there's two different pathways. One pathway is the baggage person says, take your bag with this card over to that guy over there, and they're going to inspect your bag. Cool. So you take it over there, and they smile at you, you smile at them, and they say, okay, we're going to step back, please. And then they do this swab and all that stuff they do. And they look inside. They almost never have to look into the safe. But if they ask, open it up, and they're primarily looking to see if the firearm is safe and unloaded. Even though you've declared it to be so. That's just a safety thing. Inside that safe with the firearm, you can have ammunition, but the ammunition has to be inside magazines. Okay, you can't have loose ammo anywhere. So as long as you have magazines with ammo in them, you're good. They don't care how many. So they do the swab, then the safe is secured, and you're the only one that can get into the safe. Now what I do is I take all the safes come with a cable, and they're pretty thick cables, right? And so what I do is I take the cable and I wrap it around one of the legs inside the carry-on, which are pretty sturdy, and then that way nobody can yank the safe out, the gun safe out. Also in the gun safe, what do I have in there? I have jewelry, cash, stuff, that I want to secure when I get to the hotel. So those are some things to think about. So once they're done, the TSA person takes your bag and they salute you, and you go on your way, and your bag will meet you at your destination. In another airport, and I had one of each on this last trip. You go and you do the same thing, but instead of the baggage lady saying take your thing over to the guy, she says, I'm going to put your bag on the belt, but please wait 15-20 minutes before you go through TSA. You go, what? Why? Well, in some airports, they send the bag down to TSA, and they have equipment, or I don't know what they have, but then that's where the inspection takes place down there. Sometimes they may want to open the bag. Well, they do have to open it. They have TSA key, but sometimes they may want to get into the safe. Why? I don't know. But they tell you don't go check through TSA until about 15-20 minutes. You go, okay, good. And you're done. You go get on your plane and end up at your destination. Now, that's as easy as it is, right? There's nothing. So now you're at your destination. For Delta Airlines, now each airline has something different. For Delta Airlines, what they do, and I've never seen this before, and I'll check another airline next time I fly. But what Delta Airline does is they, as soon as it comes out of TSA, they zip tie the entire bag. They zip tie the bag. And I mean, with the big "you're under arrest" zip ties, right? And that's to make sure that, well, I think it's a great process that they put in place. Once that's done, any bag that, for Delta Airlines now, any bag that you check with them with a firearm in it never gets to the carousel. They always show up, and they're given to the baggage clerk area, and they put it in a secure place behind them, right? And you get, and on your bag, you know those white, big, thick white strips that have barcodes and on it, all that? They have a second strip that they put on your bag, and in big letters, do not put this on the carousel. Okay, cool. So when you land, you go straight to the baggage claim office for that airline. And they see you coming. They see you coming because you have that 1,000-yard stare. Where's my guns? Right? So, you go up to them and they say, are you Mr. Walker? Yes. ID, please. Here you go. And the baggage check. Sometimes we throw that shit away, right? Don't do that when you're flying with it. No, don't do that when you're flying with firearms. Keep everything they give you until you safely out of the airport, and that's the reason, because shit happens. But ID and the baggage claim check, and they go, cool, here's your bag, and you salute them and you go on about your business, right? That is just as hard as it is. Flying with a long gun, no problem. No problem. If you don't want to carry a second case for a pistol and you have space inside your long gun case, guess where your pistol gets to go? In the long gun case. I mean, yeah, it's easy. Nobody's going to bother you, nothing. Now, when you collect your bag, then you're on your way to pick up a rental car, somebody's picking you up, whatever. For general purposes, do not try to saddle up in the airport. In a lot of places it's okay, but Delta Airlines says, well, don't take the tie strips off until you leave the airport. I almost said some bad words when I heard that. But then, no big deal, because my car was like 8 feet away, so I didn't care. But that's an airline thing. That's not a city thing. That's just an airline thing. And they say that because Delta Airlines, I guess. So your experience may be different depending on the airline. However, the check-in process is the same. The check-in process is the same. The reason you don't need a license or anything, unless you're going to be carrying outside of your hotel room or outside of a home or outside of a business, you don't need jack. You don't. So this is as hard as it gets, this little card. Feel free, because it's fun to travel with your stuff. All right. So if you have any thoughts, questions, put them down below. If you have had your experience and you'd like to share, put those experiences down below as well. And as always, I appreciate you coming to the channel. If you like the content, well, you know what to do. Subscribe, if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell icon, because I've been sitting at 10,000 for almost a year. Not a single incremental whatever. I have no idea why it's happening, but if you know something, say something. Otherwise, thank you for joining this conversation. And as always, wherever you can, whenever you can, however you can, carry on.